Hello everybody, and welcome back to the Farming Simulator 25 map guide. Today we're going to be taking a look at 4 bridges. But before that, this video is brought to you by Brenlick and Quantum. Thank you for being farm barons. So the 4 bridges map can be found at the farmingsimulator.com website or the in-game downloadable content menu. And as of the 1.0 release, this map is available for PC and Mac players only. Now I've taken a look through the map. I've read through the description. I really don't understand why it's only going to be available for PC and Mac players, at least at this point. I got to think that quite possibly it's going to be going through console testing at some point and then ultimately be released for all platforms. But for now, we're looking at a PC and Mac only map. Let me go ahead and read you some of the description. Welcome to 4 Bridges, a small idyllic island somewhere in the middle of the sea. It is a fictional map packed with little excursion spots to invite you to linger. The 4 bridges connect the North and South Islands, and through their construction have ended a decades-long conflict between the North and the South Islands. This year, 4 Bridges is also hosting an annual cup where the neighboring islands can compete in a tournament. A lighthouse guides visitors from afar to the island, even in the dark, where they are welcome to stay at a local hotel. The freight port allows the locally produced goods be shipped all over the world. Numerous hiking trails, especially near the waterfall, offer a great opportunity to unwind and recharge, making work in the fields even more effective. The island has to offer a starting farm with vehicles to kick off your farming operations, 47 purchasable fields, including 4 forest areas and 2 pastures, various selling points, including a farmer's market and kiosk, multiple production facilities to keep the island's economy running, a BGA for power generation. Cotton and rice have been removed due to the regional conditions of the map, and this map PDA was hand-drawn to provide it to be nice and clear. With that said, let's jump back over here to the map and kind of take a little bit of a look around. When we load into the map for the very first time, we start out here in an observation tower on the north map. You see where we're located right here. And if we zoom out, you'll see that we are on a small island in the northwest part of the map. Then we have another northern island that's going to take across the entire rest of the north part of the map. Then we have the southern island here. And of course, both of these are connected via the 4 bridges. 1, 2, 3, and 4. As the description said, we are missing cotton, rice, and long grain rice from our list of crops that are available to us in FS25 on this particular map. And if we take a look at our starting farmlands, we start out by owning farmland ID 39, which is going to be located on the southern island, and it's going to be able to be purchased if we do not own it at the start for $334,084. In addition, if we do not own the starting farm, we do not have any vehicles either. With respect to other fields on this map, or farms on, other fields we own, I should say, we start up by owning farmland ID 7 as well as farmland ID 8. There is going to be a biogas plant, as the description said. It's going to be here to the west of field 32, and this is going to be able to be purchased. And then once we purchase it, we're going to be able to obviously produce our energy. With respect to the precision farming soil map, if you are playing with precision farming, you will find that this map is using the generic US soil map. Let's go ahead and see how that is being applied to these fields. You can see a large percentage of the agricultural soil is going to be in loamy sand. We do have a bit of sandy loam and loam up here to the northeast, but then the predominant part of the southern map is going to be a mix of loamy sand, a little bit of sandy loam, and a bit of silty clay as well. Now, as far as the FS25 crop counter, we are looking at the standard FS25 crop counter on this map. We do have a chicken coop, sheep, and cows on the starting farm, but we do not have any animals at the start. We do have contracts available to us, and we also have the contracts that are known for FS25 with respect to the dead wood, the wood transport, and the stone crushing. Those are all going to be available here on 4 Bridges. With respect to productions, we own 2 productions at the start. We have 2 medium glass greenhouses, and those are going to be at the starting farm. Then we also have 10 additional productions in the bakery, biogas plant, canning factory, carpentry, cement factory, grain mill, grape processor, oil mill, sawmill, and tailor shop that we can also purchase. We have approximately 5 sell points scattered around the map. And then with respect to our collectibles, we have 25 glowing orbs, similar to what we have on Hutan Pantai. Back to the map itself. If we just take a quick tab, we're going to be teleported over to our starting farm. Let's go ahead and pull that map up so we can see where we are located here. I can tell you that for the most part, everything on the starting farm can be sold with a few exceptions. One of those very exceptions is going to be the fence that perimeters the entirety of the starting farm. It is not available to be sold, but we can sell this 3-bay garage, for example. We have our sheep and goat pen located right here. So we have our wool or milk spawn point. We have our food trough. And we're going to be able to have a total of 35 sheep or goats in this particular pen. We have another 3-bay garage located right there. 2 of our silo, or two of our greenhouses. Here, our farm silo is located up on the hill. Now, oddly enough, another thing that does not sell, if you try to sell the buildings, is going to be the decorative elements within this large shed. So these workbenches and other such things, they do not go away when we sell this shed. So just a bit of a warning, if you do want to kind of redo your farm, maybe don't get rid of the shed because of that fact. Now, beyond the shed, we do have a bale and pallet storage. It's going to be good for 250 bales and pallets. We have a manure heap, and then we have a base game cow building. Here we have our slurry point. We're going to have food and straw inside. And then, of course, on the other side of the building, we're going to have our delivery point for our cows and our milk trigger for cow or buffalo milk. On the other side of this large shed, we're going to find our farmhouse. And at the farmhouse, we do have a sleep trigger. Right here on the front porch. We have a hay loft for hay and straw storage. A nice easy shed here for bale storage or other machinery. Our chicken coop. So we have our food. We have our delivery trigger for chickens. And 394 chickens can be purchased and kept here, with our eggs along the other side. And then the last thing we're going to talk about here at the starting farm is going to be that one of the buildable garages is also pre-placed here in its already pre-built format. So we have access to that here as well. Let's go ahead and check out our starting fleet. With respect to our medium tractors, we start out with the Challenger MT635. We have the Case IH Farmall 90C small tractor, and we have the FarmTech EDK 650 trailer. We also have the Horsch Credo 3 Power Harrow. We have the John Deere 980 cultivator and the Agrimoz POV 5XL plow. We have the Horsch Versa seeder, and the seeder and this Power Harrow are typically combined for their operation. We also have the Rotocare V12400 hoe. That's going to be for removing medium-sized weeds. We have the Kloss Evian 450 harvester, and then we have the Vario 620 grain header and the Nardi N40BX header trailer. As far as mods and DLCs, this map does not include any custom vehicles or implements. Let's get a little bit of altitude. We can take a look at our starting farm here. It's kind of spread out. And again, I would say you would probably be safe in pretty much selling everything at this farm, with the exception of this shed, because again, the decorative elements that are within the shed down there, those do not sell if we sell the shed itself. If we take a look at build mode, we're going to see that we basically have all of our standard buildings available to us. We have all our standard factories and greenhouses, sell points, all standard animal areas. And if we look at our textures, we have fairly standard ground textures, trees, and plants. And as a result, it's kind of interesting that the map itself is going to be 706 megabytes in size. It's kind of a large map, file size wise, given that it's so very much basically standard FS25 fare. Let's go ahead and kind of take a tour of our southern island, and then we'll make our way up to the northern island. So of course we have our starting farm located right here. And if we go south of our starting farm, we're going to come over here to our warehouse. And of course, the warehouse is going to be both a buy and selling area where we can buy goods and basically use those in various other productions or constructions. And then we can also sell those goods here as well at the warehouse. So we have our sell point. We have our spawn point for the things we buy at our warehouse. And then we have our activation trigger for the warehouse itself. The vast majority of the southern part of this map is going to be basically agriculture, and the southern map is relatively flat compared to the northern map that does have a bit of hilly terrain. If we make our way west of our starting farm, we're going to find our vehicle shop located right here. And inside our vehicle shop, we have the shop trigger. Let's go ahead and pick something up. Then we also have the dealer trigger as well inside of here. And we have our spawn point for our vehicles. Really large spawn point area here, and we also have a very large area to get out of the dealership. Probably our only real restriction with respect to size of machinery on this map is going to be the width of the various bridges in order to get across to those other areas. Just north of our shop, we're going to have our fuel point, at least for the southern map. We're going to have our bakery just to the west of that. And if we continue down the road, we have a farmer's kiosk sell point. David's just kind of hanging out here in this interesting structure. Poking through the woods a little bit, we're going to find some of our productions. This is going to be a dairy sell point. Let's make our way back over here. Continue over. We have a bit of a farmer's market. Sell point located right there. Continuing to the west, here we have our preserved food factory. So we have our dump point, our pallet point, and then our spawn point there, our interactive icon. Make your way across the bay here. Remember I mentioned we had the glowing orbs? Well, there you go. There's your freebie. find another 24 on your own. Continue to make our way north. We're going to have our flour mill. And this is going to be, what is this? This is going to be our grape processor. So we're a pallet point, our dump point, our interactive icon there. Feel like I have missed something. I did indeed. We missed the tailor, which is kind of diagonal to our vehicle shop. Then we have our starting farm there as well. If we go north, we're going to find our biogas plant. In the biogas plant, we have our dump point for our slurry, our interactive icon, our digester, and our spawn point for our digestate. We have two pull-through silage bunkers here at the BGA. Then a large machine shed here as well. One of our bridges is going to take us over here to the kind of eastern edge of the northern island. Then we also, on the other side of Field 37, have the second of those bridges. Just on the other side of that bridge, we're going to find our cement factory. Make our way north of that. We have our carpentry. And then if we come up here to the highest point on the map itself, we're going to find our sawmill. We have a nice windy road to get back down. Over here we have the dock. That is going to be a sell point. So we're dump station there for the dock. Continuing across the northern island. Tucked away here in the woods. Well, this is where we're going to find our animal dealer. So we have our slurry buy point. We have our manure buy point. And then we're going to find, hidden away in these trees, our animal dealer buy point there with Kate. Further west, we have our oil mill. And then we've got a little bit of a gap here in the island. We have two more bridges, one there and one here. And then this is where we started with respect to our observation tower. Got a nice little shed here if we're going to be working these northern fields. And folks, that is pretty much 4 bridges. As like the description said, there's kind of some areas tucked away here, tucked away there. It's definitely worth downloading and exploring this map your own. I'd love to know your thoughts down in the comments below with respect to 4 bridges. Are you going to make this kind of land of your own for the future? Or are you looking for something else? If you're looking forward to something else, maybe let me know what that might be. And until next time, happy farming.